Hello and welcome to another coaching. This one a Platinum Graves versus a Platinum Belveth. Now, new room, it's still messy, we're still moving in, but I thought, hey, I need a break. Why not take a break and analyze some League of Legends? Also, it'll force me to think about not the things that are annoying me. Like that there's no internet and I'm using 4G to upload everything for the foreseeable future. Great. Anyway, so we have Graves here versus the Belveth. Now, this is the ELO where Platinum 4 players, Platinum 3 players will think, haha, I'm no longer gold. My friends, you are no longer gold. You are better than gold, but there is so much residual goldness, right, that the G1, G2, this sort of P4 range really is its own sort of entity because the gold 4, gold 3 are not really its own thing either. So ranks are not really this kind of fluid concept, you know, where necessarily always, you know, going up a tier makes you automatically better. But at the same time, there are these break-even points that occur, and you really get used to seeing that when you analyze League, Coach League and Play League and Smurf and all those good things. So virkayu.gg's comprehensive courses will give you all of the up-to-date information you need to climb on your MMR. This is all in addition to our powerful one-on-one coaching and access to the coaching VOD library. And for those of you who want to escape the ELO that you're in, because obviously, let's face it, you want the next step, the Jungle Improvement PDF has been released on my site for absolute free. 37 pages of jungle terminology, exercises, and tips to help you carry, win, and climb, take your potential and convert it into reality. In this particular case, we have the Graves here using a little bit of the loop back pathing through mid lane, wasting his time, not realizing that, hey, I don't have to do that because the wave isn't crashing. So ready? Yeah, no point. Just run straight. You can run straight, my friends. If the wave isn't crashing, you don't need to adhere to this sort of little bracketed hook. We have here the Belveth doing something we've spoken about before, the Red Raptors Grom Clear. If you're gonna do this, I think I might still prefer the Wolf variant and invade the Graves or whatever, but the principle here is good, right? 3 camp action, quadrant action, especially Belveth. Doesn't really matter which of the 3 camps you do, as long as you're doing something, I think, to get going. And this is a perfect example of how it works. Using our E a little bit too soon, but we'll flash here, make sure we get that kill. That's the most important thing there. Snack the kill up, very nicely done. Graves, in the meantime, is like, well, time to farm. Now, if you are gonna face a Platinum Graves, and you are an invadey type jungler, you can almost always invade, although he's doing the right thing here and dragging it into the camp, dragging it into the bush here. Belveth's like, I'm just going to go in. The Gnar does have rotational power here, and you can see the Belveth is able to actually snack that kill, right? The Belveth, this is very, very good. This is very, very, very good. The Graves is dragging into the bush. Good, right? He sees the invade coming. But what he doesn't understand is that he just doesn't win it. So what the Belveth does, just to give both teams vision, is that she ganks the top lane, gets a kill, right? Will force this guy's TP, goes for this knowing he's going to TP and walk all the way in. He's not going to walk to the lane. Tristana's here, and the mid laner is out of the question, right? She's not an issue for us at the moment. So we're going to go do this. Now, the disrespect here, obviously not thinking about the Gnar, in terms of, hey, look, this guy's showing up. So we need to make sure we can use our Q when I hit that W, and we'll disengage, although we go into the pit, so we kind of put ourselves in a very precarious situation. They most likely know you're in the pit, so there's no real reason to do that. Almost still get a kill anyway. The Darius moves on down, gets the hook here. Tristana backline with double buffs, and remember, keep your spacing there through Tristana. That should be enough. We'll get the reset here. There we go, a little leapfrog into the Gnar. Nicely done. So the Belveth team bails the Belveth out. The Graves, obviously, is severely compromised now. What the Graves did was fine. Like, we anticipated this might happen, but it's also what you deserve. Because you decided to full clear bottom to top in Season 13. As Graves, who's already having a rough time because they nerfed on Glaive also, but he's just not fitting into the meta, right? It's a fisty, ganky meta. Counter jungling hasn't had the same sort of potency as we thought in the past. Just started doing a lazy back, but gets out. So Belveth, excellent read, 3 camp action, invade translation, disengages, does a little boo-boo head, and dies for no reason, but then the Tristana helps out and cleans up. The Graves now basically says, hey, I'm going to go outside and roll down to the bottom side to take this scuttle, go to the mid lane, try and kill the Tristana, take the top crab. There's no reason for the top crab to be up. If you see the Belveth top side is red buff, no blue, and she shows it with 12 CS, 99% you're going to assume a red Raptors Grom or definitely, yeah, red Raptors Grom has to be. Could have red quadranted is what I was going to say. Like the Belveth could have done this and come topside, but not in that time cadence, right? It would have taken a lot longer to do so. And most likely they gank mid lane. Because she shows up top lane with 12 CS, right? And is able to leverage that example, we know that this, my subsequent point, we know that this crab is going to be gone, right? We know that this crab is going to be gone. Purely because Blue and Wolves are up. Raptors are up or coming up, yes, but there's no red. So there's two camps on the top side versus one camp on the bottom side. Therefore, I'm going to go to the top side crab for free. I can also repeat gank top lane as we saw, and then I'm going to go ahead and snap my camps as a fullback. So very nicely done. Another Belveth can kind of sequence down and then maybe look to impact this lane. The Syndra Nautilus versus the Jhin Maokai, sorry, Rel. I mean, who is this? Who is this champion? I do like Rel as a champion on my team. When I'm playing Mundo especially, I love it because she just groups them up and I just run. I literally just run, I press R and just run. And I don't know, normally like you'd say, oh, shouldn't you enjoy it with Ornn? I do as well. But it's just something about a champion with that much CC just laying them up for you to run them over. Now the Graves, it's discombobulated. It's random. It's heinous. It's insulting. And I don't understand why Graves mains are kind of not understanding that, look, it's a pressure meta. Graves are still good at pressure in PvP. Graves can 3-camp gank. Graves can 3-quadrant invade. Graves can 1-camp invade. Graves can level 2 gank. He can do so many things. Why aren't we? Now, I just wanted to pause it here because I went on a bit of a tangent, but I want to condense it a little bit. You know exactly what the Belveth has been doing. And I think if you're in Platinum, if you want to take that leap to Diamond, you have to keep track of what they're doing, even if it's random. But in this case, it's not random. It's just the Belveth using good strategies to shut you out. And what are you doing? Full clearing and being in the wrong place and not reading her at all. And that's the difference between your Platinums and your Platinums. Your Platinums and your Golds. Your Diamonds and your Platinums, right? So that whole, like, what's the enemy jungler doing? What am I doing kind of shtick, it adds together and translates across the spectrum of ranks. Now, 12 CS, right? Invades me here. Dies. She does the blue and the scuttle, so she shows up here, she takes some minions, she leaves the scenario as 22 CS. All of a sudden, she shows up here at 34. That's plus 12. We know that because she did Red Raptor's Gromp, which we should know at this point, hopefully you understood why, that this Gromp is going to have spawned at this particular point. This is up, hasn't taken this one yet, and we know that because she shows top lane here, right, with that extra 8 CS and a blue buff. And we know that from face checking that this is down. So she's blue, scuttle, we know she didn't do wolves. Now she does wolves, she does raptors, and I love this because we're understanding that the Grave shows and flows across, kind of cuts back in here, most likely he's going to go down, and if we're tracking his CS, we know that he didn't do a second spawn Gromp. Okay, so replay that first part of the coaching of this video if you potentially don't see these things. But look at bottom lane here. If you're the Belveth who has Prio, right? Red team has Prio because red team can rotate quicker than your team can rotate. Syndra can rotate quicker than your team can rotate, which is exactly what's happening because from the Belveth's point of view, her mid lane has gone to the top lane. So she's going to go in here onto the Syndra. The Rel is rotated over. Are we all dodging spells or is just everyone missing spells? Should I just say they're all missing spells, Erica? Everyone's missing spells, but as you see, the mid lane, this does frustrate me though. It's like, hey, I could invade this jungler here. I'm tracking him. If this was Faker or a good mid lane, it's like, hey, let's go. Yeah, that sounds nice. And then we can kill him, right? And you're like, yeah, we can kill him. And then we can dive bot lane. Yeah, we can dive bottom lane. Okay, let's go. And then we do that, right? Especially pre-6. Especially when Mako is level 4. Following? But the Tristana goes top lane to try and shit on a lane that's already been shit on. And now the Graves is like, well, I have no idea what to do. I can't contest this baby. And basically in this situation, at 7 minutes, what I would do is straight up give up control here. I know that the red buff is going to be spawning. I know Belveth's in the area. I know she's going to want to take Herald, but she's also thinking, where's the Graves, right? She's also thinking, where's the Graves? Is he doing his blue? Is he going to come down here again? Do I shadow? Do I do the Ocean Dragon? Do I do the Krugs, loop back bottom lane, and then do the Ocean Dragon after gank in the lane? Like she has dominion over this side of the map at the moment. So what I would do is take this, pull it out. If I need to ditch, I will ditch. But ideally, I want to take this and finish it. Why? I'm going to reset and say, you have bottom lane. I'll give you bottom lane, and then I'm going to take over the top side of the map. And I'll do this in the meantime, dead time. And then as soon as this sucker spawns, I'm hopefully going to see you take this. I'm hopefully going to see you take this. Therefore, I will take this and deny your void fishies. Likewise, I might even be able to get some counter jungling off, a translation gank here, a translation gank here. Learning to give up control over certain area of the map. Say, okay, you have this. I'm going to take these two other things. Deal? Deal. And it's just a trade-off, and most Platinum junglers will consent. But instead, we go back to base, right, for no real cohesive reason at this point. Yeah, I know we got Dirk, and we got a longsword, but it's like, are you going to be fighting now anyway? No, I would have just taken the blue and swapped to the top side. So let's see what actually transpires here. So he goes back to base, and then goes straight back down to the blue. There's nothing here. Now, if you're a silver jungler, or someone who's done the silver course, hopefully you can understand, because I talk about that a lot. Which direction of the map do we go out in? That's always the question, right? And I talk about that in the main channel video that I released last week as well. Like, we know this is down. Your seed now, by the way, you can't skirt over that. So that, again, silly, now you reveal everything you're doing. And if you're doing the gold course is coming out this week on Friday, hopefully 3rd of March or 6th of March, depending on the voice. I might just have to record it like this because it's not getting better. It's just a very slow process. So the benefit of the gold course for the platinums is that, like, if you're in platinum 4, platinum 3, and you play like this, you do this stuff and you're not understanding what I'm saying, those are residual gold bad habits or things that you should know to thrive in platinum, right? Because if you can learn them in gold, you'll get to platinum easily, and then you can use it for diamond, right? That's the whole idea. Now, regardless of this, all right, I'm just trying to talk about the MMR ranges because I know a lot of people in the comments are going to be like, how is this Graves, you know, like been a platinum player? How is everyone in this game like average platinum? What's going on here? You know, the Belveth, everyone, like, this looks a bit, yes, it does. And if you still compare it to a silver game, it's still better, right? So we have, obviously, he goes down here, he cuts in here, he loops around here, and at least he ganks and he gets an assist. The Belveth, in the meantime, has relinquished pressure entirely. The Belveth has decided, hey, I'm going to go and do, I'm not doing anything bottom lane. I did my Krugs, I did my red, I went back to base. I'm going to do this Herald. The Belveth didn't continue that pressure. She had such a great game and didn't continue it, looking to shut down the Graves more, looking to shut down the enemy laners more. And that's going to probably end up biting her because as soon as you leave the Graves alone, just look at this. This coin flipping and wasting of time. Like, now she doesn't know because the Darius is half. This dude is going to have Mega very, very shortly. You know, even though the Darius is the lead, we know Graves is in the area. The Tristana dies. She's low, though. So, like, why couldn't we just go mid lane and kill her, right? You know, you're Fred Belveth at this point. You should feel inherently strong. You're 6. You beat Graves. You beat, just go 2v1 them. You should be able to do that. And now, obviously, the Graves does this red and it shows up here, although I'm going to have to rewatch this. Yes. Okay, let's watch this develop. So the Graves does this red, goes top lane level 6. Above that is just Bing shilling in this bush. Like, this is a complete waste of time. Look at the damage from the Graves, though. Like, it does exist, right? And remember, what does Belveth hate? She hates... There's the flash. See, I don't understand this. I don't understand this. I'm gonna watch this again here. Because obviously Belveth has a flash here, right? So we go in, and we E-sucking, we cancel a little early, and we go up for no reason. So that mechanically here, the Graves flashes over the wall. We still have a Q that we can use. Even one auto could do it. I see the Gnar coming, right? I know my Tristana is gonna be rotating. I know the Syndra's back in the lane, but regardless, I don't think we should think safe here. I think we should think kill, hunter, predator. I think we should flash over the wall and try and kill the Graves as much as we can. We got 12 stack Conqueror, right? We're 152 AD. If we can flash the wall and immediately auto attack him, we should kill him. And then get true form, huge. And you know what, even if we don't, for me, it's worth that risk. Because if we do, the upside is gargantuan, right? The upside is absolutely gargantuan because now you have mobility in and out of the wall. You can rotate and play around the Gnar accordingly. He's behind the Darius. The Syndra's not in the picture. The Tristana's going to show up. You clean up. You take the Void Fishy Herald thingy, generator fishes, fall back to your blue side, reset, go back to base, go to the bottom side. You got bottom lane dives, Herald, dragons, and plates that you can snack, right? The risk here of, look, if I flash over the top side wall and die to the Gnar and lose my flash, I get nothing. There's no upside. I'm dead. Right? If I flash down, all of that possibility is there. Which one do you choose? Because if you flash this wall and get out, it's like, well, I got out. Right? You know, I don't really care about Belveth. I want to snowball. But you saw the damage from the Graves burst-wise was a nice amount of damage. But mechanically, I like to think about those things. Darius goes over the wall anyway. And as you see to that point, the Graves didn't even hit the Darius. The Darius flashes over, he's like, oh, and he just, you know, pulled bunions in with the axe. And, I mean, sure, we live. This is great that we live, but you know what I mean? You follow, like, I'm thinking about the confidence. We should get true from here anyway. So, I understand that we live. I'm sorry, Belveth mains. That must have hurt to watch. That must have hurt a little bit to watch. But you see what I'm saying? Like, it's just a mindset in terms of, I'm going to destroy this jungle. Anyway, so the burst damage from the Graves was nice. We'll snack this, and he dies. Obviously, because we know the Belveth's in here, but just a waste of time. Like, the Belveth completely let go of her pressure point. 1-1-4 now. Graves 0-1. Let's see what happens. Believe it or not, Graves has the most kills on his team. I looked at the KDA, looked at the graph, and looked at the stats, and I said, wow, this doesn't look like anyone won this game. But the Graves got 10 kills, so let's see what happens. And there you go. So out of base, again, silly. Look at this. I mean, you can easily go Wolves, Grump, Scuttle. You know your team's got control over this ward. You should always be looking at these ward bushes and then just take this and kind of go down. Even if we grab 2 kills here, this is great. Like, I do like the idea of ganking here for sure, but I kind of like the idea of just getting a little bit of experience advantage in the form of that scuttle crab first. Take that baby, go bottom lane, especially if it's warded and so on. But I like the intent. Okay, Wolves, Gromp, down for the gank. I like the intent. Okay, it's a good idea. I love the lane ganks. Bait out the engage. Nice sliding. Like, this is all good stuff, right? Maokai goes in with the ultimate, but there's no reason we could have done that from another angle with the scuttle crab. But it's fine. It's fine. We can always do it afterwards, I suppose. I do like the approach, and I do wish more people did this. There we go. Just use the smite. All right, we don't have ult now. Oof. Couple cancel all of those. Not the. Oof. This don't be some smooth Graves mechanics. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. Nice. You see, paying attention to what his team is doing. Belveth is not going to rotate over. The Maokai does die. She is half HP. She has not reset at all. She has not reset at all. What are you doing, Belveth? What are we doing? What are we doing? Why even? Why even? You know, just, okay, in this particular situation, Graves does that, and you know what, let's give him an S+ thumbs up. Like, I agree, that's a great strategy. I'm just more hungry for crabs, and then, you know, it doesn't really matter. Much of a muchness, debates over semantics. In this particular case, you see this, okay, well, okay. What can I do? Well, I guess I can snack this and at least control my camps, right? There you go. Or I can snack this and then hold this and then set my camps and maybe try something mid lane with the Herald. Look at this, 2 plates. Okay, great. Then I can reset, right? Don't go into a doomed fight just to try and clean up. You know, if you can clean up, clean up. But like, that's very clearly a situation with this mini wave. It's a Jhin, it's a Graves. You know, we're half HP. Don't do those things. Okay, so she does eventually get this outside and rule. Graves thinks nothing about the Herald and the Dragon. Sorry, the Dragon and the Scuttle. Maybe Herald. Now we're gonna, no, don't do it. I thought he was just gonna randomly go counter jungling because he wasn't tracking. I'm very disappointed. The Belveth. The Graves dies in the Herald pit. He shows bottom lane with 8 more CS. I'm able to snack this bottom side scuttle. That means I know that he ganked this bottom lane doing this and this and this because he went plus 8 CS since his death. Yeah. I also know that when I died and respawned, this crab was available, so I know it wasn't one of those camps. With that knowledge, the fact that this was unimpeded and secured, where's the Graves? Top side. I see this. I say, let me go. I'm down 2 levels. We get Scatter the Weak. We do get the knockup. We go in. Look at this. Where is she going? Why would she go up here instead of continue on that trajectory? The swap of position, the swap of direction is important, okay? She sees the Graves like, hey, let me go towards the Graves. You have to recognize this behavioral shift. This is the beginning of micromechanical decision-making, hotfix audible decisions. Whatever that is. Words. It's when someone changes their behavior drastically in a fight, why would they do that? What's changed? What new information has come to light? Oh, my jungle's right there. Also, I expect the Graves to be there because I've been tracking him. I'm platinum and I should start to do that at a very high level. Start. You know, like, it's just disappointing. The Graves wasn't even thinking about either. He was just going to go into the jungle. So I'm disappointed. I hope you are disappointed, but I mean that in a good way, right? Because I'm always happy when the information is available to us in game. And again, people are like, well, what would you do real time? Just under does get the kill. What would you do real time? I'll be like, well, that's the information you're tracking real time. I kill the Graves, I press tab, I check his CS. Next time I see him, I press tab, I check the CS. That's all. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is look at the minimap while you're farming. Like, you could even be an old McDonald guy, bonking go his NASA's. You see in the minimap a guy shows up, killing bot lane, you press tab, you're like, I was 8. Probably did his wolves and his grub. Okay then. Like that's all you have to do. It's not some sort of like mind-boggling, insane thing, guys. So the Graves now is holding this mid lane here, and we're 3-2 all of a sudden with a clean. And the Belveth is 1-3-5, and he hasn't done anything. And he's for some reason fighting at level 10 Tristana. The Belveth is like, I'm gonna go to the bottom side. Nah, I'm gonna go to the mid lane. Wait, I have a Herald to use. Yoda nods. And why are we using it here with 1320? Like, this is dead. The Tristana will melt this. The Tristana, this is dead. Like, the only place to use it is bottom lane. The only thing you do here is you go bottom lane, you fist, and you activate. Worst case scenario, everyone dies, you go over the wall here, you activate, and you piss off. Alternatively, we don't die the previous 2 times anyway, and we get a free Herald as it is. If you're forced into this big carry situation, this is terrible. This is absolutely terrible. Look at this. It's like, well, great, I got the Herald to a tier 2. Yeah, but you got no plates, right? Like, you could have done the same thing. Like, that does nothing. It's great, but it does nothing. You know, and like, we're running all the way around here, so it's silly. The Graves comes out of base level 7 at 14 minutes. Level 7 at 14, level 8 at 14 minutes. Umbral Glaive does Umbral Glaive things. We can clear our camps now. We can go this way up. We can kind of go down into this. We obviously see that the whole team is there. Now Nara's in base, Jin's going topside. So we're no longer going to be able to do that dragon. I don't know why we go blue wolves grump. We should go blue grump wolves. Blue grump wolves because we're not going to fight this. And if we are going to fight this and we can join our team, if we go blue wolves grump, then we're by ourselves. It's a little bit wonky. The Darius is here. Darius. Okay. Roll goes in. Illicit does the yankings. Belveth goes in. The Graves is forced to flash and gets snacked. Okay, so there you go. Gets punished for it. Maokai's here for some particular reason. Syndra's rotated for some particular reason. The Gnar is you know, trying his best, I suppose. And the Jin is rotating over here as well. You see this? Is this me or do you see this? Is he playing so badly that the game has given him a new health bar that is representative of minions? Right is BMing this Gnar because he is so far behind, it doesn't register him as a champion anymore? I'm like looking for the Gnar, like where is he? I couldn't see the health bar. That's brilliant. That's fantastic. Look at him. How much gold does he have? 3,750 minutes. That's the threshold. Now you know. Now you know. At 3,700 gold at 50 minutes, if you are brilliant. Brilliant. Wonderful. Fantastic. Fantastic. That's what I needed. You know, it's been a stressful few days. You know, this illness and the move and everything, but it's good to have a chuckle. Here we go. What happens when he goes mega? Ah, the hook misses. Well, for this Bing shilling here, it stays the same. Fantastic. I love it. Thank you, Riot, for this. When you spaghetti coding does the right thing. Sending a message. If only that happened in game. You know, like, as not good as the dunce hat is, right? In League, I feel like if you're straight up inting and playing horrifically, you should get the inter health bar. Like you're feeding, you are not like basically says you are not win con. If you're the ADC and you're doing this, you don't get red buff because look at your health bar. You're piss. You're nothing. You don't get the red, or it disables you from taking buffs or something like this. You know, the inter health bar. I love it. There, that's fantastic. Okay, so the Maokai is now splitting on the top side here with his splitting. The Kalista is splitting. The Maokai is joining his Jin and Graves on the collapse here, as is the way the ADC overcommits. Jin does a little Gale Force hippity hoppity step with his right leg and does that. Is it his right leg or what? Nah, yeah, it is. There you go. And obviously with this, the Maokai goes down into the fog of war and gets met by the entire blue team. Top laners are on Love Island. And obviously we don't have our ADC, but we'll do that killings. The Graves is just melting the Belveth on the bottom side. And that's the thing about the lethality Graves. The burst that it gives you to kill things like Belveth is still super good. I know his win rates are not good and his data is not good. And people are like, do I build Gore Drinker? Do I build Crit? Do I build lethality? I mean, you pick one. Gore Drinker into your heavy melees and your lethality is standard. You can always flex into Crit if you giga fed and there's a lot of squishies. You just want to have some fun. You know, the builds haven't changed in their theory, right? So the versatility and all of that still exist. Now, obviously, we know that this Herald is available. Tristan is there, level 12. Rala's there. Belveth is dead. We're going to go ahead and fall back and take these camps. We're going to cut through the mid lane here. We're going to try and take this wave. We see that, like, yes. His mind here is good. Mid game, Platinum, take this wave. Do it. Snack it, enjoy it. Take this. Yes, your Graves. You know they're taking the Herald. You can do nothing. So when you cannot contest an objective, the best thing you're doing is saying, look, you take the objective, but I'm going to take all my camps. Push the mid wave, push the bottom wave. Basically, I'm going to go back to base with now, instead of 1,500, at least 2K. All right, what can I buy with that can help me in the next fight be even stronger? That's your mindset. Okay, because the game isn't over here. Give the Herald, the game isn't over. You take your stuff, you get fed, you fight the next fight. That's it. The game is long from over. Belveth is now basically deciding that, hey, I'm going to go in on this Syndra for no reason on the top side, level 12 to level 10. And to be fair, she would have done fine because Belveth gaming, but didn't respect the vision fog of war line or where Maokai could be or where everyone is. And that's why I don't like overcommitting in those situations. And here your team is a Herald. They're grouping up, like just be with them. I know you want a 1-3-1, but at this point, you're not really win con either, right? So you should also maybe have a little mini health bar. The Gnar is dead. I want to see if he respawns with a fixed health bar. We activate this Herald early. Kill the Graves. I see where they lose. You guys see where they lose? Come on, think. Why did they lose this game? Gold, silvers, platinums, why did they lose this game? Because they tried to end too soon. And then Herald has taken an inhib. That inhib is now going to steamroll beautiful, rich, luscious, experience and gold-filled super minions at their face, delivered Uber Eats style. And all they can do is chill and like the Gnar with his replenished health bar now can basically say, thanks guys. And that's what's going to happen. You're going to see it. I guarantee it. Watch this. So the Graves will respawn here. The Belveth is pretty much out of the picture in terms of Giga snowballing. Hopefully you can see the pros and cons of both jungling styles. By that I mean the Graves had no jungling style, just existed like oxygen and air, and eventually was able to land inside something that was going to be useful to society. And the Belveth was like, hey, I'm going to be a force to be reckoned with, until people realized that there was nothing deep inside. It was just an empty shell. An empty shell of aggressive jungling, where everyone's like, whoa, nice 3 camp, invades, collapses, recognition of product, well done. And then it turns out to be a fake diamond earring. A fake Gucci handbag. It looked the part, but it had no substance. And they got to work on that. Mentally, got to work on that, keep the pressure up. The Graves, on the other hand, I think a lot can be learned here, because it's like, well, I just kind of existed and reacted instinctively to things, and then I kind of got some stuff going. That's great. How can I leverage that into like a determined game plan? So now obviously we're going to have the Herald, the Baron spawning, Dragon spawning. Darius is trying to kill the Graves. He obviously has the lead here. Graves is like, should I help my ADC, or like, do I need to, or can I just let him die? Waiting for the E, obviously. We reposition. Look at the blue team here. You see, this is the thing. They've taken the inhib, right? What's going on, guys? You've taken this inhib. What's the next play? Push up and take the bottom inhib, or, and basically coin for the Baron, which is why you don't really want to do that, or just push the top, shove, wait for mid to shove, let Darius do his thing if he's got TP, which he doesn't obviously, but, you know, like, this is what we're trying to avoid right here. The guy moves into the mid lane, gets a kill, but at the same time our team is disconnected. Gets a double kill, okay. Belveth is here, not even in the picture. Like, why couldn't we start? We waited too long for this. We should have been doing this in the first place, right? We took in here, everyone reset. Okay, we're gonna go top lane. Darius, you do this, shove, 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 and then cut in and join us. Well, this will push in. Push it in yourself. Okay, reset. We will go top lane because we want to take this, so we can fall back to this, right? Darius can do this. Push, 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 push. They send 2 or 1 to rotate. Kill them or disengage. Catch this wave if it's been decompressed and shove it up. Then rotate to join your team and fall back to this. Hopefully you can maybe get another inhib at least, or at least like towers and some deaths, and then we can fall back and do this. Now look at that. Like, what's the Belveth doing? Never assume your team has got it. You are the jungler, never assume your team has got it. I don't care what's happened, I don't care how many assists you have, I don't care what's going through your mind in terms of, hey, the Graves getting, I don't care. Because both junglers in this game, all right, we shove this, take the inhib, we respawn, we go top lane, we clean, deep vision, clean out, push this, Darius does this, he cuts in to decompress this as well, he joins us, we fight if we need to, and we either take all the inhibs around the base or we just fall back to Baron from this. But we do not watch our team and think they got this and then go top lane. Ever. Okay? Ever. And you know what, for the Graves' credit? 8,700 gold. He's got the same gold spent, same gold earned as the Belveth. And that's why I don't like those early inhibs at 18 minutes, because it gives supers for too long, too early, and teams aren't ready mentally to make the right macro plays. Because like, oh, I'm level 10, I'm level 9, I'm level 11, I don't have the macro availability. It's like, it doesn't matter, man. Just play the game. They just don't think about that. All right. Rel out of position, super engaged, supers are still going down, and they have the Baron because they stole it. So now they can decompress your entire super wave really, really quickly. They can potentially look to hit some bounties here, because of course the Baron's a bounty, the Tower's a bounties, they're down 10,000 gold. We're going to have some race splitting now, I suppose. The Scatter of the Week does hit. Can Malco follow this, which he does. He's going to W. You should auto attack and then Q, but he doesn't do that. He just spaces and hits that Q. We'll die for it. That's absolutely fine in this particular case. Tristana's going to jump in. We take the tower shot. The Syndra hits another Scatter of the Week. Graves is going to just flash and get the auto. Probably could have just looked for a Q, but that's we'll take it. And then we die because apparently that's what we're doing. Belveth is like, I hate you all. I'm going to go and split push this now. Without fishies, without true form. Can we kill the Battle of the Minions? Let's see. Dun 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 dun. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Good. I'm glad we saw that and witnessed this occurrence. Anyway, Jin takes top lane. So now they're going from 10,000 gold deficit to 5,000, 6,000. And you're going to be like, yeah, but guys, bounties. Look at what the bounties have done. It's like, do you really think you deserve to keep that 10k gold lead? If you think you deserve to keep that 10k gold lead, I don't know what to tell you. This was horrific. This last 6 minutes has been absolutely and utterly terrible from a team-based point of view, right? There's no reason that you can say, I deserve to have this 10k gold lead when this is a chain of events. When this gameplay is a chain of events. You know, like, it just doesn't work that way. You deserve to lose your lead. However, despite this, you still have a lead. Despite the bounties giving a lot, you still have a 6k gold lead, which is more than enough. So, Belveth is just leveraging splitting, I think a little bit tilted for some particular reason. We have here the Graves now doing what he needs to do, right? He's sticking with his team. He's just sticking with his team, moving around the map, playing with his team. It's so important. In Platinum, you're going to start to recognize. You will have games where you shit the bed while you learn and improve. Who can I play around? Who on my team is good? What's the nature of the game here that we can still win this, right? That we can still do well. And you're seeing it. The ability to not get tilted, the ability to just take what the map can give you as best as possible, even if your pathing is a bit incorrect, right? You will take someone applying the principle incorrectly versus someone who just doesn't apply it at all. You know what I mean? Like there's not applying it, there's applying it perfectly, and there's in between. And the Graves has like done some things here, like, okay, look, I can't do this, I can't do that, I'm gonna try this, I'm gonna try that. You know, I can take this at the very least, and maybe I can take that. And that's a good mindset, right? It's not perfect, and he went to the wrong side, he didn't track properly, and he could have made so many cool plays, but he didn't. But that's okay, because he was still thinking in terms of, what can I just do? What can I get away with? What can I secure? What can I react to? And that's it. Sometimes that's all you need to win games where you're losing. And the Belveth out of position gets completely bursted out again. The Graves is now 4 items. He's very, very fed. She's only got 2 items. Maokai's now on the bottom side here. The Rel's going in. The Maokai will disengage. We have to flash in from the Rel. This is, the Syndra again is going to, like, see this? Huge engage by the Rel, but out of position. No Callista. 5v3. Now a 5v... technically, it was a 5v3 before it even became a 5v4 because the fight was won. The Nara should burn down, and now it's 2v2 because Callista and Darius are still fed. Belveth wasn't in the picture because she was pre-picked. Syndra's doing work now, though. And again, Graves is 8-8-3. He's done a solid job, right? Like, he's done a solid job in fight. It's not perfect, it's clunky, it's not good, but it's serviceable. Okay, here we could take the Hex Gates, but I think it's okay to kind of float. I mean, I don't think you should be afraid. I think you should go in, use your E to reposition any anticipated spells, get the cleanup, use your R, use your smoke screen, just, right, get in there, don't watch. Don't watch the game go by. Baron spawns, Jin is holding on the bottom side, that's great. Maokai's gonna ult here and sees 2 people, does hit it, gets a W, gets a Q back. We have the Rel coming over the wall. Belveth tries to kill and almost does, but it's not enough. Too far behind, too little, too late. Syndra shows up, Graves in the back line here, not doing DPS. Come on, there you go. That's a free Baron. Tristana's now splitting as well. See, that's a split push that's a little bit scary, actually. Yeah, it's a little scary, but we'll trade that inhib for the Baron, no stress. Jin can hold, I think. I'll lose an inhib for that in a losing game state. If you're in a losing game state, I don't mind taking the Baron here for an inhib. It's 100% worth. Because all we gotta do is wait for the supers to come at us, and we get the Baron to push it out, to make 1 pick, and end the game. In 28 minutes, you can do that. So let's see if we do that, in fact. The Nara's pushing up the bottom lane here. The Graves is now floating into his jungle. Clearly it's gone. The Darius is chasing down the Syndra. We're disconnected. The Callista's top lane. As soon as you see Callista's top lane, we say go, 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 go. Nice Jin, nice Maokai, nice rotation. Graves as well rotating, not rotating. Red team are playing as a team. This is the difference. Nice route into the Tristana. There you go, Graves hitting, I think, spells, or at least trying to. We get 2 kills, 10-8-5. You know, like, he's got 10 kills. The difference between just playing around your team and reacting to good plays versus being tilted because some idealistic and perfect version of whatever it is you're playing didn't occur. Huge, my friends. Absolutely huge. Absolutely huge. Hopefully you can see that Platinum is not some kind of pedestal elo. There's definitely some really rough things that can happen, and a lot of it is a mental game. A lot of it is a mental game, but at the same time, it's also a mechanical game. You have people that are making good decisions and terrible mechanics. You have people that have amazing mechanics and make terrible decisions. You have people that make both, but hopefully a nice little fun game on this Monday evening. Hopefully you enjoyed and learned something, especially for gold. You can do it. Like, this is what you have to beat. This is what you have to beat. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I will see you all in the next coaching.